Why is it said that once an animal gets rabies, it becomes absolutely terrifying? Not only does it possess extremely highly mutated IQ, but it also threatens human lives. All tragedies stem from 200 to 300 years ago, when the world recorded its first case of hydrophobia. It is not simply a fear, but also the embodiment of a psychological disorder, or most dangerously, the grim reaper named rabies. When the virus attacks the central nervous system, the victim, whether human or animal, will have to endure extremely painful spasms just from trying to take a sip of water or even just seeing water. On the news bulletin, the reporter points out the erratic transformation of a chimpanzee with the ability to communicate 300 words within a short period of time. Somehow, it has become a familiar pet for every family. Back to the present, Lucy is currently on a flight returning from Hawaii. While settling into her seat, she accidentally bumps into a guy. He hastily apologizes and then picks up her teddy bear to return it to her. Over the phone, Lucy chatters happily with her younger sister Erin, who is at home looking after a chimpanzee. Erin excitedly announces that she has cleaned the nest, waiting for her sister to return. Hanging up, Lucy turns to invite her best friend Kate to stay over at her house this weekend. Just as she finishes speaking, her friend Hannah also joins the group. This girl is a true player. Seeing the guy Lucy bumped into earlier as exactly her type, she immediately demands to switch seats to flirt with him. By the time the plane lands safely, the whole group discovers that Kate's older brother Nick is already waiting. But upon getting into the car, the atmosphere is very off. Kate's brother hits on Hannah a bit too much, causing Lucy to visibly scowl. Finally, the car also arrives at the front door of Lucy's house. She rushes into the arms of her dad, a deaf father who communicates using sign language. The old man is just feeling down because he lost the publishing contract for his passionate book, but seeing his daughter return safely makes all his sorrow vanish, moving him to tears. Taking advantage of this moment, Kate introduces Hannah to Uncle Adam and asks for a residence permit for the whole squad. Nick's appearance also adds to the flustered atmosphere, as the way Lucy looks at him can only be described as overflowing with love. It clearly exposes that the girl has completely fallen for the guy. But the final boss only appears now. Her younger sister Erin has a scowling face, blaming Lucy for being too playful and leaving her at home to gnaw on her loneliness. To cool down her difficult sister, Lucy pulls out the stuffed bear to gift to the pet chimpanzee in the house. Sure enough, this unique gift breaks the ice, and the two sisters are laughing and talking lively again. Erin reveals that their mother picked it up on the street, and to communicate, she bought a fancy computer with sensors. The chimpanzee introduces itself as Ben. Meanwhile, Hannah wanders around and then stands admiring some of Lucy's photos. Right at this moment, Kate's older brother appears, taking the opportunity to show off about Lucy's mother. She was originally a primate researcher, fluent in everything from biology to psychology. Unfortunately, after achieving those accomplishments, she passed away. After finishing his storytelling, he casually offers Hannah a cigarette, his tone heavily flirting, chats for a few sentences, and then walks away, leaving Hannah standing dazed and daydreaming alone in the empty hallway. After that, she wanders out to the giant supersized pool area to catch the breeze. Suddenly, Ben looms up right next to her. She only sees him staring blankly at the water's surface in a daze. A second later, he starts sweating profusely, drooling, and panting like a buffalo. Ben holds out his hand. Hannah naively thinks he wants a friendly handshake, but who would have thought that as soon as she extends her hand, he tries to take a bite. Fortunately, Mr. Adam appears just in time, blows his whistle loudly to suppress him, and drags Ben away by the neck. He reassures Hannah that he is just a little grumpy with strangers and then urges her to go rest. When Adam leads Ben back to his dense, leafy cage, he is horrified to discover the corpse of a mongoose. Adam anxiously asks Ben if he had been in a fight, and the bite mark on his body confirms it all. So he decides to lock Ben up right away and entirely for safety. The next morning, Adam calls a family meeting to announce that he has sent the mongoose's corpse for testing and found that it carried a pathogen. Adam will call veterinarian Lambert to examine Ben, but for now, he has to go on a business trip for a few days. As soon as he leaves, the kids at home break character, jumping straight into the pool to party. At this time, Hannah begins clinging to Kate's brother like a leech, making Lucy furious. She intervenes and provokes Hannah to call the handsome guys they met on the plane. Hannah is also no pushover, challenging her back. Lucy furiously takes the bet immediately, making the atmosphere between the two girls reek of gunpowder. Before this issue is over, another one comes up. Kate's mother calls to remind them to feed the fish. As Lucy answers the phone, on the other side, Kate suddenly vomits profusely. The call cuts off completely, and Lucy has to help her friend back to the room to rest. Outside, Hannah is whispering with Nick, suspecting that Lucy is trying to impress him. Hearing this, the guy ruthlessly declares that he only considers Lucy a little sister, having absolutely no feelings for her. After that, he leans down to kiss Hannah. Unluckily, this scene is fully witnessed by Lucy standing right behind them. She is about to step up and confront them when Dr. Lambert appears. Dr. Lambert goes to Ben's cage to check on him. Seeing him lonely, he brings out a teddy bear. But no one in life can predict the unexpected. Ben outwardly looks soft and unapproachable, but in reality, he is a devil in disguise. You only see him reach out his arm and pull the unfortunate doctor inside, sending him to meet his ancestors. Switching the scene to Kate, as soon as she recovers from her fatigue, she gets up to take a walk and breathe some fresh air. Halfway there, she sees the stuffed bear lying sprawled out. Just as she picks it up, Ben appears, but this time his interface is very strange, hostile, aggressive, with bloodshot eyes. Kate is scared out of her wits, quickly hides, and calls Lucy for help. When Lucy runs down, Ben has evaporated. Suddenly, piercing screams ring out from the pool. The whole group runs out as fast as their legs can carry them. Ben looks calm at this moment, but Nick knows full well he is acting. He tries to get a rope to tie him up, but Ben struggles and resists. Finally, they have to rely on Lucy using her honey trap, gently stroking him to trick him into lying still before they can tie him up. In an atmosphere as tense as a bowstring, the whole group calls Dr. Lambert, but oh no, the phone ringtone sounds from deep inside Ben's cage. Right when Erin arrives home, seeing Ben tied up shocks her to the core, but before she can even gather her senses, the monster bites through the rope and escapes. In just a split second, Ben lunges to attack Erin like a wild beast, turning the scene into a terrifying mess. Faced with irresistible power, the group has no other choice but to make a decision, which is to jump right into the pool together. Ben doesn't dare to go into the water and can only walk around the pool to camp them. A while later, he wanders over to the other side, revealing a gap that seems to be an escape route. But life is not a dream. That side is actually a precipice with jagged rocks leading straight to the sea. The path to survival is considered a dead end. Necessity is the mother of invention, and Nick comes up with the idea to play the hero and push Ben down the cliff. He swims closer, mustering all his courage to violently push the beast. Thinking the plan is a spectacular success, who would have thought Ben completely outclasses him? He clings tightly to the edge of the cliff, hanging there defiantly. Taking advantage of Nick's momentary lapse, Ben bounces back with terrifying strength, dragging him down. The impact is so forceful that it shatters Nick's head the moment he hits the ground. An agonizing, tragic, and gruesome death. Nick is officially logged out of the game. This shock leaves the girls stunned in silence, especially Kate, who is so terrified that her whole body is paralyzed. As for Ben, he doesn't run away. On the contrary, he appears triumphant, breaking into a savage smile while his drool flows continuously. Realizing Erin urgently needs first aid, Lucy tiptoes onto the edge, while Ben is still staring at her, as if wanting to eat her alive. The goal is to get the lifebuoy for everyone to hold out in the water. Having thrown the buoy down, Lucy goes big, by not jumping down immediately but risking her life to approach Ben to get the phone. Just as Ben is about to pounce on her, the other person manages to act as a human shield, distracting him for a split second. Seizing the golden opportunity, Lucy grabs the phone and leaps right into the pool. Unfortunately, the screen is shattered, and the touch sensor is completely dead. In desperation, they blindly navigate into the call log and redial the most recent number. Ironically, on the other end of the line are the playboys from the plane, partying their heads off, thinking this is a joke and laughing it off, ignoring the cry for help. In the heat of the moment, Ben shows off his skillful chandelier swinging before swooping down to grab Hannah's hair and yank it back. Lucy at this point is both scared and bitter, asserting that Ben is no longer himself anymore. Something evil has taken over him. Switching the scene to Father of the Year Adam, who is engrossed in signing his books. The veterinarian calls his phone off the hook to inform him that the mongoose tested positive for rabies. Adam still stubbornly argues. There is no rabies in Hawaii, but his heart starts to burn like fire. He calls home for Lucy, but of course, no one answers the phone. Back at the Mansion of Death, the girls are forced to play spy, sneaking into the living room to look for Nick's phone. Lucy and Kate tiptoe in, but indeed misfortunes never come singly. They accidentally sit on the remote, causing the TV to turn on glaringly bright. The noise attracts Ben to rush down like a tornado. The two girls, scared out of their wits, dive into the wardrobe to hide. Ben approaches the TV, which is broadcasting cartoons. He immediately feels mesmerized, but only for a few seconds before going into a fit and smashing the screen. Kate accidentally knocks something over, and Ben lunges over to bang fiercely on the wardrobe door. The two girls hold their breath, their hearts pounding wildly. And fortunately, the Grim Reaper falls asleep on the job as Ben leaves for elsewhere. Lucy signals Kate to hide well and sneaks out to find a way to make a call. Suddenly, the speaker from the tablet rings out coldly. Looking up, she sees Ben already camping on top of the cabinet. He lunges to attack Lucy relentlessly. Kate cannot sit still. She grabs a stick and rushes out to whack Ben to save her friend. Thanks to this timely gank, both of them manage to escape outside and slam the door shut. Ben, enraged, tries to break the door to no avail, so he turns around and punches through the tempered glass. Thinking they have escaped, Ben catches up as quick as a flash, shoving Kate to tumble all the way down the stairs leading to the pool. Lucy runs after her, but it is too late. She witnesses the sight of Ben repeatedly smashing a rock into Kate's head, ruthlessly taking away her friend's life. Having dealt with Kate, Ben turns to hunt down Lucy. She runs for her life, intending to jump into the pool when she is grabbed by Ben. Right at this moment, Hannah emerges, throws a rope around Ben's neck, and together with Lucy, drags the monster into the water in an attempt to drown him. But how could human strength match the strength of a crazed beast? Ben thrashes around and manages to escape, turning the two girls' efforts to nothing. Far away, Adam is like sitting on a pile of fire because he has a bad premonition. Meanwhile, at the scene, the two guys, Theo and Phil, have tracked down the location based on the GPS Lucy sent. Thinking they are invited to a bikini party, the two youths eagerly split up to find the beauties, completely unaware that the Grim Reaper Ben has seen them. He activates hunter mode, silently stalking his prey. Meanwhile, Theo fumbles into a room, firmly believing that the girls are playing hide-and-seek inside. But searching forever without seeing a single beauty, the guy starts inspecting the belongings, turns on the light to check VAR, and immediately stumbles upon the painting. Holy smokes, this family raises a chimpanzee as a pet? Before he can even digest the information, upon turning around, Theo comes face to face with Ben. He slowly approaches, emitting a spine-chilling, murderous aura. Theo tries to suppress his fear, turning on friendly diplomacy mode to distract him. The guy tries telling Ben to clap his hands, and weirdly enough, he actually claps. Seeing it looks easy to handle, Theo pulls out his bunch of keys and shakes them like luring a child, intending to throw them far away to trick Ben into chasing after them, and then slip away quickly. But life is not a dream. Ben doesn't even bother to glance at the bunch of keys and just keeps coming closer. Theo tries to play around for a few more seconds, but seeing the animal getting increasingly aggressive, he loses his cool and starts pouring out a continuous barrage of swear words. Who would have thought these words are like pouring more oil on the fire? Ben goes mad and lunges at Theo with astonishing strength. He grabs the guy's mouth and delivers a horrifying physical strike, tearing Theo's lower jaw entirely off his face. After that, he playfully toys with the jaw and then places it back onto Theo's corpse as if he were reassembling a model. Having dealt with one guy, Ben goes to find the remaining burden. Phil at this point wanders out to the pool and sees the girls hiding underwater. Lucy, just emerging and seeing Phil, is overjoyed but hurriedly signals him to shut up and call for backup. But Phil, with an IQ inversely proportional to the loudness of his mouth, ignores the warning and screams loudly. Phil's scream is like a death knell. Ben appears instantly. In his hand, he is still holding Theo's jaw, a trophy to terrorize the opponent's spirit. Phil is scared out of his soul, randomly grabs the shovel, intending to solo him one-on-one in despair. Taking advantage of when Ben is busy taking care of Phil, Hannah seizes the opportunity to climb onto the shore to escape. The girl hastily grabs the keys and phone, running headlong without daring to look back. In her panic, Hannah mistakenly opens the car door of those two guys. She realizes her silly mistake, but it is already too late. As she is about to turn towards her own car, Ben has been looming there since who knows when. It is only now that Hannah truly grasps it. This thing is not only strong, but also has an infinite IQ. Ben holds up Hannah's car keys defiantly. The girl locking the doors is also pointless because the keys are in his hands. With a chillingly leisurely demeanor, Ben presses to unlock the car, slowly approaching. Hannah tremblingly calls 911, her mouth stuttering as she begs for her life. The operator asks for the address, but the girl is so scared she completely forgets everything, only knowing how to scream for GPS tracking. Right at that moment, Ben opens the trunk and slips right into the car. Hannah screams into the phone, "It found me. Do you hear me? It's right here." The monster drags her inside the car, and that is the end. Hannah is eliminated without mercy. Back to Lucy, the final survivor laboriously climbs ashore, crawling towards the house. But her bad luck still won't let go. Lucy steps right onto a broken piece of glass on the floor. The heaven-piercing pain makes her want to scream, but she has to bite her teeth to hold it back. But even if she stays silent, it is already too late. Ben has sniffed out the prey and lunges in to attack. Hanging by a thread, right when Lucy is about to be torn to pieces by Ben, the door opens. Adam has finally returned home. Hearing the familiar sound of the car engine, Ben stops in his tracks, abandoning his human hunt to run out and welcome his owner. Lucy, despite her pain, still tries to crawl after him, wanting to scream and warn her dad about this monster. But Adam walks into the house, grabs a slice of pizza, and eats it deliciously, completely unaware that his daughter is weakly signaling right behind him. Adam is still in a clueless state, without a shred of suspicion, and just casually strolls up to the second floor, abandoning his daughter to the Grim Reaper. Lucy temporarily escapes the critical hit, while Ben suddenly changes his attitude. He slowly approaches, with a deceptively gentle face, holding her hand as if he were an apologetic pet. But that is the scam of the century. The chimpanzee brutally snaps Lucy's wrist with a loud crack, causing heaven-piercing pain. Lucy quick-wittedly presses hard on Ben's open wound, making him halt, and then she hastily slithers under the sofa to hide. Ben furiously roars and continues the pursuit. Right at this moment, the younger sister Erin rushes out acting as bait to attract the monster's attention. Ben switches his target to Erin instantly. Lucy knows her sister stands no chance against this crazed beast, so she gathers her last bit of remaining strength to rush out and block the way. Upstairs, Adam finally finds Theo's corpse. Only now does his processor start working, and by the time he understands the situation, it is already too late. In sheer panic, he rushes down to find his daughters. Downstairs, Ben is beating Lucy to a pulp. Adam jumps in, blowing his whistle loudly in an attempt to suppress him like always. Unfortunately, Ben has now gone mad. The whistle only serves as background music, making him fight even more aggressively. He abandons Lucy, turning to beat up his owner to a pulp. Seeing her dad about to be logged out by Ben, Lucy grabs the nearby shovel and whacks it with all her might into the beast's body to avenge her friends. But unluckily, the shovel must be of poor quality, so it snaps in half with a crack. Ben turns around and slaps Lucy with a heaven-shattering blow. In a life-or-death moment, Adam springs up, grabs a glass bottle and smashes it into Ben's head to stun him, then uses the sharp, broken shard to stab straight into his chest. Ben collapses, and the whole family hugs each other crying, thinking the nightmare is over. But a final boss doesn't die that easily. Ben scrambles back up, eyes bloodshot, pooling all his remaining strength to lunge into a final attack. Lucy realizes the danger. She pushes her dad and sister aside, ready to take the hit with her own body. In a breathtaking split second, Adam manages to grab Lucy's hand and pull her back. The one who lunges with too much momentum is Ben. He impales himself straight onto a sharp wooden beam broken off from the rubble. A while later, the police storm in. Erin is rushed to the emergency room to be injected with rabies antiserum. The doctor says the little girl will be fine. Adam and Lucy hug each other, their souls still hanging upside down from a tree branch. Today's story ends here. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.